My friends, welcome to the first official episode of Bear's Cozy Corner, a new segment to the channel that's all about me playing cozy games, a genre that I absolutely adore. And to kick us off, we are looking at Discounty, a brand new game, actually came out today as of this recording, brought to us by the developer Crinkle Games and the publisher PQube, and a huge shout out to them for providing me an early access key to review the game. Today though, it's all about the preview. I'm going to be giving you my first impressions, having streamed this last night as well as played it a little bit today to get a couple hours in it and just see how the general feel and vibe is. So if cozy games are your avenue, stick around and let me discuss why I think you should take a look at this game. So what is Discounty? Well, it's a little cozy management sim game where you go to this quaint little town to take over your auntie's little grocery store. She wants to build this into something much, much grander, and you're on a journey to help her with that. As far as the sim aspect goes, you're going to be managing your stock, your inventory, ringing customers up, making sure your store stays clean, expanding your territory. All things that you would think about when it comes to managing a cute little retail store. And it sounds like it could be a little bit stressful, but honestly, the balance that they make between these different management activities and the day-to-day timer is really, really well done. It never feels like it's overwhelming to where I'm not just having a charming good time. So right off the bat, I would say that the kind of core gameplay with the management part is absolutely fantastic. I'm having a blast trying to make sure that, the items don't run out on the shelves while making sure the store stays clean and then running back and ringing out customers before they get upset for me taking too long. It's really a nice, fun little blend. And then when you're not managing the store, you get to go around the quaint little town and meet the characters. It kind of almost reminds me a little bit of like a Stardew Valley, where you get to meet the townsfolk and over time you learn more about them and the different drama that may unfold around them. And there's so many great little personalities to get to know. I'm personally in love with the auntie. She cracks me up. She has so many like little quips and lines as you talk to her, and I'm just like, oh, Auntie's on my level. Like, I like Auntie. And there's so many other charming characters to meet. On top of that, I'm not super far into the game yet, but I'm starting to notice little rumblings, little, mysteries, if you will. And the dramas are starting to unfold for the different characters and townsfolk. And I don't want to ruin the story part for you, but I'll just say that, not everything is as it seems, and not everything is cute and perfect between all the different residents. And so the more you walk around, the more you talk to these different townsfolk, the more you kind of open up the broader spectrum of what's going on in this town. And so the game definitely has my interest in the, grander story, what's happening in the town, how am I going to play and influence this. And then on top of that, you've got kind of additional day-to-day activities you can do. Very early on in the game, so this isn't much of a spoiler at all, if any, they start teaching you to take on different tasks that will have you try to strike up agreements with different townsfolk to expand products in your store. Pretty common retail thing. And you go around and do these like mini quests that help branch out and give you more product offerings or more features to unlock. And you do those kind of in your off time. So when you're not directly managing the store, management sim part of it. And so it just gives a little bit of that extra to do when you're not in the town. And I don't mean that as an extra to do, oh my God, this is a fetch quest, I don't like it. It gives you more perspective about the town folk, and a little bit more of that background kind of story. So certainly a fun thing to do. And then within the store itself too, it's not just a matter of, throwing a couple things on shelves. There really is a strategic element to it on how the characters kind of path around. And so I was telling chat yesterday, it reminds me of IKEA. So if you've ever been to an IKEA store, you walk in and they have it deliberately set up so that you have to walk through certain, areas and see certain high ticket items before you get basically to the end of the store. It's like a little amusement park almost. And they have aspects of that to the way that you set up your shop. And so you can lay out, special enhancement items that give buffs and bonuses to, certain types of foods that you carry. And you might set it up that, if characters are looking for apples, they have to walk around certain shelves to get to the apples. And on the way, they might get excited and do an impulse buy, which is going to increase the profits of your store, which you do have to manage because I'm going to be honest, I made a big mistake at the start of the game. I didn't realize that when you buy stock and it gets sent to you, that it comes in boxes of 20. And so I spent almost all of my money on toilet paper, bringing us back to the COVID era of, stockpiling the stuff. And I think I ended up with almost a couple hundred rolls of toilet paper that I'm still selling through. So don't make that mistake. Make sure you read the screen better than I did at that particular moment. But it's not so bad that it ruined my starting gameplay by any means, but it did kick into my head like, oh, I do need to manage these costs better. Like, I need to buy more shelves to put more stock to sell more things. I need to make sure I have coolers for like fish or, cold goods. I need to make sure I have enough produce shelves to put apples next to my boosters. And so if you like that kind of management aspect, but in a cozy way, it's wonderful. And that leaves me with two other things I want to talk about. One is the graphics. So this is, if you're looking on the screen, obviously you're seeing that this is a pixel-based game, and it is super, super charming. I'm probably using that word a lot to describe this particular game, but it's nice, it's vibrant. They have good ways to bring the atmosphere in for some of that mysterious parts of it, and everything kind of has this bouncy life to it. So if you walk by the trees, they're kind of bouncing a little bit. The way people walk, the slight little animations on different characters, and it just feels good. The color palette's good, it's rich, it's not so detailed that you lose kind of the visual landscape, but it's detailed enough that as you walk through it, you're not getting bored. So I really, really love the art style and the sound. I think if I had more comments on anything in stream, it was just how good the music is and the sound effects. When you talk to people, they very much remind me of like Animal Crossing when you're talking to the different, villagers or townsfolk in Animal Crossing, which for me is a very comfortable thing, and I really like that. And the other just general sound effects are never so loud or disruptive that they feel off. Like you might walk around and hear a, sheep bang at you, and it's just enough that you know where it's at, but it's not annoying, which is great, because sometimes some of these sound triggers in games just become repetitive and kind of grating, and it's not the case here. And then the music it's a bop, it's a little vibe. And I kept joking with the people on live stream yesterday on how I just kept like kind of dancing and vibing to it. I really, really enjoy the soundtrack. And so my initial thoughts are, this is absolutely a wonderful game. The start of it has got me hooked, and I keep getting into the mindset of one more day. Go through one more, selling day in the game, which just goes to show just how addictive this can be. Now I'm a little ways away from doing the full review. I want to get much, much deeper into the game, see how these, different systems evolve. When you have a much larger shop, what happens? How deep does the rabbit hole go on the story? How long is it? And so give me a little bit of time before I give you the full review. But as far as whether or not on initial impressions, I think you should pick this up, I do. I'm having a blast. And if you're wondering where to get the game, it's basically on all the modern platforms. So your Nintendo Switches, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox consoles, I think it's on the Epic Game Store. And I am looking at the Steam page right now, and this is in the United States, and it shows a discount of 20%. Normally this is a game for $19.99, and it's on sale for $15.99 as of when I'm recording this on launch day. I don't know how long that will last. And so if you're looking to pick it up, you can get it for less than $20. That is a steal. So I certainly recommend giving this a try. See if you like it, see if you enjoy it. And who knows, you might become hooked on Discounty just like I am. So there you have it. That's my first impressions on Discounty. Super charming, super cozy. I'm looking forward to streaming this more this weekend and just continue to play through. I'm probably going to get right off of this recording and go right back to playing it, to be honest with you, because it's super addictive. And so until the review comes out or our next video or live stream, my friends, please take care of yourself.